Hi everybody, this is Starsky&Hutch, 21st Century Environmental Explorers. If you like what you're showing, can you please subscribe by pushing the little green man and his dog at the bottom right hand corner? And this one's going to be a bit of a cracker. Thanks.
I'm Ron Bird. I'm an amateur forager and love the idea of getting something for free, but not only that, love the idea that the things that you can forage are often carry health benefits. And one of the things that I discovered through a friend was birch sap. Now, birch sap is the sap of a birch tree. Do you want to stop for it just a second while that goes? So birch sap is often called birch water because when it comes out it is completely clear, and to the taste it just tastes like slightly sweet water, slightly sweet plain water. And I discovered as time has gone on that it's got significant, for me it has significant health benefits in terms of my joints and mobility, but it also has so many other properties as well. It contains magnesium, which and is also believed to be an antioxidant, which is anti-cancer. Now, when you tap a birch tree, it's a simple process. You drill a small hole in the bark, about an inch in, so that you just at the other edge of the thickness of the bark, and immediately the sap starts dripping out. Stick a tube into the hole and then put the other end of the tube into some kind of receptacle, and you do this from about the 16th of March, and it's only for 2 weeks. Okay. The problem with birch sap is that it's got a very short shelf life. After 2 weeks it clouds over and starts fermenting by itself, and I assume this is the way people discovered the other way of preserving it, because one of the ways I preserve it in order to continue with its health-giving properties throughout the year is by turning it into wine, which is a very, very simple process. Case of just adding sugar, adding some yeast, and that's it. You don't need to do anything else. 4 to 6 weeks later, you've got wine.
Can I ask you, is there any certain age tree, birch tree you're meant to be looking for, sort of age?
Age? No. You soon find out which ones to go for, right. and they tend to be around from that thickness up, onwards, yeah, from around about that thickness. And most birch trees will give you sap. Some don't. Right. Some simply don't. You have to put a few on to make sure that you get a yield from it. And then about 3 or 4 years ago, I discovered these things here, the water cooler bottle, a single use. Yep. So they send this water in these plastic bottles to these water coolers, put them in the water cooler, and then when they're finished, into landfill. Yeah. Or into the plastic recycling, which is highly contentious anyway, because it takes a lot of energy to recycle them. So when I found out that these were single use, I determined to put them to good use and reuse them. Some people say that it's probably not a good idea to use the plastic, but I think the birch sap itself is so gentle it doesn't do anything for this. So use these bottles as collection bottles. So over a period of between 24 hours and 72 hours, you'll fill that.
You'll fill it?
Yeah,
From
yeah.
one tree?
From one tree, yeah.
Incredible. I can ask you how much you get, but that's
Yeah.
incredible.
So some trees are more productive than others, you know, but yeah, generally most of them between 24 and 72 hours.
You can say in moderation, like you said, an egg cup a day of this wine is actually beneficial to you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's more
It's
medicinal.
a lady who I supplied to because she has significant mobility issues. She swears by it.
Yeah.
Absolutely swears by it, and she calls it her elixir.
Okay.
So yeah, it has significant impact. As I say, it's got a lot of nutrients in. There's a lot of really good properties. All the stuff that the tree has stored up over time, over the winter period, and then release into the sap. And of course, you're only taking away one small part of the sap. You're not completely robbing the tree of sap. You're just taking one small part of it. So there's plenty there. And the thing that I found, and this is something really that probably needs a PhD dissertation on it, is that the trees that I tap don't attract a fungus called witch's broom. Witch's broom is quite bad for the tree, and it makes you can see birch trees suffering when the witch's broom appears. And the witch's broom it looks a bit like a messy bird's nest in a birch tree. You'll see it right away. And it's in the branches, and what it is, the fungus attacks the birch tree, and the tree in defense sends out lots of little twigs from the branch, and it makes into a big ball, and from that the fungus multiplies and feeds off the tree. Then I've noticed that all of the trees that I tap don't have witch's broom, and yet in the forest, in the birch forest that I go to, the landowner's very kind. He loves the fact that somebody is getting some use out of his little forest, you know. But yeah, all of the trees surrounding the trees that I particularly tap have witch's broom, but the trees that I tap don't have witch's broom, and I think it's something similar to what they used to do in medieval times when people were ill, a bit of bloodletting, right. You know, to get rid of the bad blood, so to speak. I think taking the excess sap from a birch tree means that it's not springing out the end and attracting a fungus that would feed on it. So yeah, so as I say, it's 4 to 6 weeks of fermentation, and then bottling it, and it's got so many health-giving properties, and I've got to say, the wine for me, it is a bit of an acquired taste, but I absolutely love it. I've bought very minimal commercial alcohol, and I like a good drink, for the last 2 years since I've gone into big scale production.
And the thing is, maybe we talk about the oyster mushrooms later on.
Yeah.
We'll see about that one. Thank
you. Yeah, do you want to